TIFU for accusing my 23F boyfriend, 24 meters, of cheating when he goes to California next week. So I have been dating my boyfriend for a little under a year now. We moved in together into a small house near his hometown. Recently he told me of a yearly tradition he does. He goes to California on the same date every year for a few days. I asked what for and he subtly changed the subject by inviting me, but I had to work that week so I declined. I knew he was a former Marine and was stationed over there, so I just assumed it was to visit old Marine buddies or for the nostalgia. The problem came when a few days later he was cooking and had his phone on the charger in the other room I was in. I saw he got a text from a name I didn't know. It was locked behind the screen and I am a little ashamed to admit this, but I figured out his password a while ago without him knowing. It wasn't sinister, he's just predictable. It was the name of his favorite gun. Before you all call me bitch for snooping, I've had bad relationships before where I thought I trusted a man with all my heart only to be cheated on, so my worries got the best of me and I started snooping. The text was, remember, girl's name, S favorite beer is, beer name, get a few cases, which set off alarm bells in my head. Why would he be bringing a girl's favorite beer on a vacation he refuses to tell me about? I closed his phone and pretended I didn't see it. I went to some work friends for advice and all three of them convinced me it was a romantic getaway. And he was cheating on me. My anxieties flares up and I was a mess. I thought he was the one, and how could he do this to me? I went home early deciding to have this big dramatic confrontation. I wanted to yell and scream at him, but I read a lot of these kinds of stories on Reddit before, so I felt I had a plan to ease into and catch him in a corner. I came home and he was in the backyard fixing a fallen fence post. I asked him to come inside and he told me he'd be there in a second. I told him in a stern voice to come now. I heard him drop a wood plank and start running inside. He must have assumed I was hurt or something because B got inside and asked what was wrong. It went like this. I know you're cheating on me. He looked dumbfounded and started to chuckle a bit, assuming it was a joke. I started crying and just breaking down. He realized I was serious and came over to me trying to comfort me. I swatted him away. He looked genuinely hurt and just backed up a bit. What gave you the idea I am cheating? He asks. I know about girl's name from text. You're going to see her next week, aren't you? I responded. Yeah, I am, he said. Which broke me. He just admitted to it and I started crying harder. He then reached into his wallet, pulled out a picture and showed it to me. He said, that's girl's name. Quote, it was a picture of my boyfriend and another man, both in uniform and armor. One arm wrapped around each other's shoulder. Both their other hands were holding rifles. I knew this picture. I saw it in a memorial post from a friend of my BF. He killed himself while they were in the military together. I realized what I did and all I could do was sob even more. We're both on the kitchen floor. I am sobbing my eyes out and he's trying his best to hold me together, while explaining that he goes back to the base every year to clean a memorial cross and drop a 6-pack of beer for his friend, while I am just apologizing in between sobs. It's been 2 days and I can tell it affected him, but he won't admit it. He's a very stoic guy, doesn't speak about his emotions, always prioritizes others over himself. He insists he's fine and he's sorry he wasn't more clear about his trip. But I know my boyfriend, if he was really okay he'd be cracking jokes and being a witty asshole by now. But he's just not. I've tried talking about it with him, but he always finds a way to shut me down or shift the conversation politely. I desperately want to fix this. I feel awful. I have some vacation days saved. I could take them short notice and go with him to show my support. But I am afraid he would take as a lack of trust. I don't want to lose the man I love because I jumped to conclusions. He knows about my past and understands my feelings. He's always tried to accommodate me. I think this was the first time he didn't tell me exactly where and why he was going when I ask. Just like I understand his feelings. I don't surprise him. I let him know when I come home. I comfort him when he wakes up from his night terrors. We both have things in our past that each other has to help work through. But I don't want to sound like I am trying to justify my lack of trust. He gave everything and I couldn't give him my trust. TL. Dear, I accused my boyfriend of going on a vacation for an affair when he was really visiting a dead friend he served with. Kind of confused why you thought he was going to go cheat on you when he invited you in the first place. Not, who's Tiffany? Or whatever, but, I know you're cheating on me. Quote question mark. Never lean on your own understanding. You need therapy. Your insecurities are going to poison your relationship. He was forced to comfort you when he should be the one grieving his friend. That's awful. Seriously. You need to get help so you can stop sabotaging your relationship. And now we all know that his passcode is 1911. Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing. Damn. I feel bad for your boyfriend because yikes. Like another person said, you should look into therapy. It may be able to help you. GIF. I'm honestly gobsmacked that instead of consoling a grieving man when you discovered your snooping predictions were incorrect, you made him console you. You are selfish and you don't deserve that man. Just because you got cheated on before, doesn't give you permission to go through his phone. So the dead friend had a name that you assumed was a girl? What was the name? Riley? Robin? Jesse? Jamie? Also, why would someone else be reminding him what his alleged fling's favorite beer is? Also, you have terrible girlfriends who immediately assumed the worst about your boyfriend and pushed you into overreacting. Also, you probably need therapy. The way you behaved is not the way a normal, well-adjusted person would behave. He invited you to go. You snooped because since other men cheated, he must be too. All you let him know with your snooping and your wild, histrionic accusations is that after almost a year together, you have zero trust in him. You also did not say that he's given you reason before to suspect him of cheating. So you have the problem. He's probably being quiet because frankly, he's probably wondering whether or not he should be with you cause you just gave him a glimpse of what life is gonna be like together. Get some therapy. Tell him you're getting therapy to resolve your trust issues. And then do it. Sounds like you need a new set of friends as well. Your friends set off your anxieties even worse and could have ruined your relationship entirely. Lost me at, quote. I am a little ashamed to admit this, but I figured out his password a while ago without him knowing. Insert eye roll here. Oh my god, not only does the dude have to deal with the grief of losing a very close friend, but he has to deal with the insecurities of his pathetic girlfriend as well. Ha ha ha, sorted out op. The first hint was that he actually invited you. I guess he could have been bringing you to Cali for a gangbang. But what's more likely? Your coworkers gave you absolutely horrible advice either because they want you to be miserable, like they are, or they're just idiots. You'd have gotten much better advice, suggestions here. But we're past that. Here's something to think about. I, like your BF, am former military. We see a lot of infidelity while we serve. It makes an impact. And if we aren't the ones who cheat, feel very strongly about those who do cheat. You may very well have done irreparable damage to your relationship. More than material things. Some people take pride in their word being the best indicator of what can offer. Once you accuse them of dishonesty with little to no actual proof, they'll find better people to be with. Maybe you can fix this. Maybe not, but either way, you need to do better. Edited for punctuation. Lady, you seem nuts. Why would he attempt to cheat on you on a trip he invited you on? This guy deserves someone who doesn't play high school games. He should run for the hills. Hurts BF feelings by accusing of cheating. And then surprised that BF is hurt and keeps to himself. GIF. I desperately want to fix this. I feel awful. I this. I that. Give the guy some space. Just like I understand his feelings. Do you really though? Or are you just thinking that you do? You've got serious issues you need to deal with before continuing with this relationship. Wow. You just gave that man the ick.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Cast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.